Texas just became the latest state to legalize medical marijuana. So I figured I would go through the states and just give you an update of the states that either have medical, recreational, or sometimes limited marijuana laws. And this is from an article. They've got a nice little map. So I decided to use this article from Forbes magazine. This is a very recent, the nice little map of the United States that they have. The dark green states are what they're calling adult and medical use. So basically, if you are over the age of 21 and you go into a legal dispensary, you can buy THC marijuana, or you can get it for medical use. It includes states like Washington, Alaska, California, obviously places like New York. Ohio was a very recent one. That's where I am. Illinois, Missouri, all of these states in dark green are going to be both recreational, what they're calling adult use, and medical. So over the age of 21, you can go in and legally buy cannabis, THC. Now, the lighter green states here, Utah, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Texas being the most recent again, addition to these states that have medical laws. These are the states where you will need a medical marijuana card issued by a doctor or some other form of prescription in order to be able to go to a dispensary and then get marijuana. So places again like Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, a lot of these southern states here. Kentucky, another very recent one, although I will bring Kentucky up as kind of an exception later on. New Hampshire, Pennsylvania. So again, all of these light green states, and medically there are currently 16 states. Recreational, there are currently 24 states. And then we have these yellow states. Now this is where it starts to get unusual. So places like Wyoming, Kansas, Iowa, and Wisconsin, Indiana, Tennessee, North Carolina, and South Carolina, and Georgia. So these are limited use states, and there are 9 of them currently. So what does limited use mean? It means that it's not, you can't just get any dose of THC with a medical prescription. They have to be a low dose or CBD. And I'm going to go through just a couple of these because the laws vary state by state. So let's look at Georgia first. So Georgia, and again, I just Googled the Georgia THC laws. It is illegal for recreational use, but decriminalized in certain cities like Atlanta, Savannah, Macon, Athens, and some others. And there's limited medical use, and that is allowed with cannabis oil. So you'll see this in these limited use or low dose THC states where you can use the oil, and it needs to contain less than 5% THC. So again, we'll just use a different state here with low dose THC laws, South Carolina. In South Carolina, it's illegal. However, the state permits use of, again, low dose THC, again, oils. So they're not going to let you smoke, but oils. No more than 0.3% THC and at least 15% CBD for the treatment of epilepsy patients. So they just basically allow it because federally 0.3% THC products are legal. So according to the 2018 Farm Bill, any product with 0.3% THC or less is federally legal. Anything more than that would be Schedule 1. So again, if you live in one of these yellow states, it will vary kind of widely, again, from up to 5% THC to just allowing no more than what is federally legal. They treat it basically like they are the United States federal government. And then we have the one outlier here, Idaho, and I looked that one up again specifically as well. They have absolutely no legal access to any THC whatsoever, even though, according to, again, the 2018 Farm Bill, 0.3% THC is federally legal. They take it a step further and make all THC illegal. And I will go down here and just show you. And they, again, AI makes this nice little chart for us here. The THC legal limit according to the THC Farm Bill, and this is federal law. The whole country allows for a hemp product with Delta-9 THC concentration of up to 0.3% by dry weight. That would be legal. But Idaho state law prohibits the sale and possession of any product containing any quantity of THC. The state's Uniform Controlled Substances Act listed THC as a Schedule 1 controlled substance and bans it 100% across the board, no THC. All right, so back to this map again. There are some exceptions here. So again, 24 recreational states, 16 medical states, 9 limited states, and 1 state that completely bans THC altogether. Let's look at a couple of the exceptions. So I scrolled down and I just made a couple of highlights here. So first one is Kentucky. So the governor is saying that they hope that cannabis dispensaries will be operating before the end of the year. So that's one exception. There's medical marijuana laws on the books for Kentucky, but technically you still can't get medical marijuana. Virginia is the other kind of exception, and it's the same kind of thing. Virginia legalized recreational marijuana for those 21 and over in 2021, but the state still has not set up a legal market. So Virginia, again, listed as a recreational state, but they just basically haven't implemented the process yet. So some unusual situations like in Idaho, some of these yellow states that, again, allow it, but basically just allow it based on the federal 2018 Farm Bill, or maybe a little bit more THC than that. And then you can basically, in these green states, get any medical marijuana as long as you have a doctor's prescription. And then we have some states that have laws on the books and they will be counted here, but just don't have basically the infrastructure set up. All right, and that's basically the update as of up to this point. If you live in one of these states, please leave me a comment in the comment section below letting me know your experience. Do you live in one of these yellow states? Do you live in Idaho? How does it work there? Do you live in one of these states where, again, there are laws on the books, but you just can't get access to it yet? I would love to hear some feedback. All right, I hope this was helpful and informative. Check in the description box below for all of the ways that we help people be best prepared to pass upcoming THC tests. And until next time, everybody, stay safe.